Do you believe this? In One Piece New Chapter, fans are starting to say it. Luffy might have surpassed Roger. From devil fruits to conqueror clashes, the madness just keeps getting deeper. Let's break it all down. Welcome to Super Synth D Studio, where One Piece spoilers hit different. If you love wild theories and hype breakdowns, like, comment, and subscribe. Let's dive in. One Piece, Chapter 1156 opens with a note from the editor. Before the Great Pirate Era began, several idols sailed the seas. Then the narrator follows up. Back then, the sea had its own idols. We're shown a town that's just been raided by pirates. People are yelling in the background, claiming that no one even tried to fight back against them. The camera pans to the aftermath. Men lying flat on the ground with bruised, swollen faces, yet with dreamy, love-struck expressions, hearts in their eyes. Yeah, they're beaten up, but they look happy about it. It's no wonder the town's in chaos. The women, furious moms and wives, are yelling, absolutely fed up with how useless the men have been. All their valuables were stolen, and nobody lifted a finger. One man tries to justify it. Those pirates were insanely strong. But a furious voice snaps back. So what? You just let them walk all over us? How the hell are we supposed to survive now? Even the Navy officers stationed in the town couldn't stop the pirates. And yep, they're blushing too. Eyes in the shape of hearts. The narrator chimes in again. Even the Navy couldn't resist. They were completely smitten. Then we cut to the sea. The Kuja Pirates are sailing away, having just plundered the town with almost zero resistance. And yeah, turns out the One Piece world is just like ours. If you're good looking, you can do no wrong. The narrator continues. They were known as the Kuja Pirates, from the mysterious island of women rarely seen in this world. A powerful and graceful crew, made up entirely of women. One particular woman is seen walking across the deck, surrounded by an entourage of female crewmates who can't stop gushing over her beauty. She sighs and says, "Asleep or awake, I always look this stunning." Ugh, it's exhausting. We finally get a name. She's Gloriosa, Queen of Amazon Lily and Captain of the Kuja Pirates, the same woman who would later be known as Elder Nyon. She strikes a seductive pose and proudly declares herself the most beautiful woman in the world. Then she mutters again, "Is there really no way to get rid of all this beauty?" Of course, the crew loses it. "Here, Lady Gloriosa, your divine hearts. You're too sweet. I think I'm falling for you. My brain's blinded by your radiance. If my heart keeps pounding like this, it's gonna explode." A little girl walks up to Gloriosa, carrying a stack of fan letters. But Gloriosa notices a way bigger pile of letters behind her and asks what that is. The girl, named Tritoma, replies that the bigger stack is also fan mail. But it's all for Shaki. We then get a character box intro. Tritoma, the future queen of Amazon Lily. Yup, Gloriosa, Shaki, and Tritoma. 3 generations of Amazon Lily queens. Were all part of the same ship. This was actually confirmed by Oda in SBS Volume 109, where we also got a look at Tritoma's face when she succeeded Shaki as queen. Gloriosa, now known as Elder Nyon, once said that Tritoma died from love sickness. Some fans speculated Tritoma might be Luffy's mom, but that doesn't really fit. If she died from love sickness, it means she never left Amazon Lily to be with the one she loved. That alone confirms she couldn't have been Dragon's wife or Luffy's mother. And Oda already told us in an SBS, Luffy's mom is still alive. So yeah, Tritoma's not her. Back to the story. Gloriosa is pissed. She's fuming that Shaki has 100 times more fan letters than she does. She pouts and says, "I'm the captain, right? Why does she get more love?" Her fangirls, still simping hard. Even when she's angry, she's like a diamond made of ice. The narrator jumps in again. That's right. The idol whose beauty even surpassed Gloriosa's was Shakuyaku, the vice captain. Suddenly, a loud alarm rings from the front of the ship. One of the Kuja crew warns Gloriosa, "Captain, we've got an enemy ship dead ahead." Gloriosa turns pale, and just then, she realizes that enemy ship belongs to the Roger Pirates. We now see the Roger Pirates ship approaching, and it's already the legendary Oro Jackson. Roger grabs a loudspeaker Denden Mushi and calls out to the Kuja Pirates. Surrender immediately. Roger still has his straw hat at this point, and his face looks young and smooth, very similar to Ace. Oddly enough though, his pirate flag already shows his iconic nose hair. Then Roger, speaking through the Denden Mushi, boldly declares, "Today, I'm taking Shakuyaku, the vice captain of the Kuja Pirates." Hearing that, Gloriosa snaps back in frustration. "Roger, you're so damn stubborn, even after I fell for you." Wait, so Gloriosa had a crush on Roger? Then how the hell did she end up joining the Rocks Pirates and getting branded? A traitor by all of Amazon Lily? That's a story. Anyway, the Roger Pirates ship pulls up right next to the Kuja ship, and all of Roger's crew immediately jump on board. Their mission: take Shakuyaku. Suddenly, a loud kick slams open a deck door as a voice yells, "Who exactly did you say you're trying to take?" Roger is visibly shocked. The Kuja Pirates scream in awe, calling out Shakuyaku's name. Even the Roger Pirates, including Gaban, are completely hypnotized by her. Yup, their eyes are turning into hearts too. The narrator drops a line. It said, "Every punch and kick from Shakuyaku is a temptation." Roger's crew rushes to offer her flowers, but the narrator continues. Before her, flowers wilt, birds forget how to sing, and people begin to fight each other. And yep, it happens. The Roger Pirates start attacking each other so no one else can get close to Shaki. Shaki smirks, calls out to Gaban, and then kicks him straight in the head. Gaban swoons and says, "I feel weak every time you say my name, Shaki." After watching Gaban get wrecked, Roger gets annoyed. He charges in, ready to attack Shaki, but she calls out his name too. Next thing you know, Roger's lying on the floor, bump on his head, eyes shaped like hearts, grinning like an idiot and saying, "Damn it, I love you, Shakuyaku." Shaki responds with a teasing laugh. "Foo, I love you too, Roger." Then she winds up to strike again. The narrator chimes in. Even the strongest warriors are powerless. In the face of true beauty, Shaki lifts Roger's chin and whispers, "But I won't belong to anyone." She stands tall and commands her crew, "Take all the Roger Pirates' treasure." Cue fangirl moment. The Kuja Pirates fall in love all over again, just hearing Shaki speak. Then we get her character box. Vice Captain of the Kuja Pirates, Shakuyaku. Meanwhile, Gloriosa is seen clinging to Roger, trying to comfort him. She reminds him that at least she still loves him. But Roger just yells back, "Move! You're blocking my view of Shaki." Then Shaki glances toward Rayleigh, the only member of Roger's crew who isn't under her spell. She asks, "It must be tough for you, huh, Ray?" Rayleigh casually replies, "Yeah, this ship's full of idiots." Then Shaki winks at him, and Rayleigh's face turns bright red in shock. While the Kuja Pirates are looting everything from Roger's ship, one crew member runs up to Gloriosa and reports. A Navy ship is approaching. Gloriosa shouts, "Faster! Load everything! Don't leave behind a single crumb of bread." The Roger Pirates are totally helpless. Some are even begging them to leave behind just some food. From a distance, we see a marine ship spotting both Roger's ship and the Kuja. Pirates right in front of them. Someone on the ship yells, "Grab the camera. Take pictures. Kuja pirate photos sell for a fortune." But someone else immediately tells them to stop shooting. Roger tells his crew to get out of there, but Gaban interrupts. "Wait, that's not just any marine ship. That's Garp's ship." Roger immediately changes tone. "All right then, get ready to fight." We finally get the panel showing Roger and young Garp with their intro boxes. Gol D. Roger, pirate, future pirate king, father of Ace. Monkey D. Garp, vice admiral, Marine HQ, future hero of the Marines, grandfather of Luffy. The Kuja Pirates start sailing away. They didn't expect Garp to show up like this. And if they're fleeing, it means Garp isn't affected by their beauty. Just like Luffy, Garp isn't the type to fall for women. Unlike Roger, whose brain was clearly full of Shaki, Roger and Garp clash in a brutal battle with waves of conquerors. Haki exploding around them. Roger swings his sword. Garp counters with a new move. Meteor Fist. Roger strikes back with a brand new technique called Wild Soul, Aramitama in Japanese. Their new techniques look absolutely epic, and they both land hits. There's no sky splitting since the attacks didn't collide, but the Haki shockwaves are massive. Narrator: Roger, Garp, and Rox. This was the era when the future legends of the pirate age clashed in their youth. From this fight alone, it's clear this wasn't their first confrontation. The moment Roger hears Garp's name, he gets excited to throw down. Even in Odin's flashback, Roger said he only wanted to fight Garp or Sengoku if the Navy ever tried to stop him. In this chapter, Garp actually seems to have the upper hand. Just look at how ridiculous Roger's face looks after getting punched. But even so, Garp fails to capture him. Their repeated clashes over the years are exactly why they're called rivals. Later, after reaching Laugh Tale, Roger tells Rayleigh that someday someone would come along and surpass them. And that someone is clearly Luffy, a man who truly wants freedom, unaffected by women's charms, which had always been Roger's weakness. We then cut back to the Kuja Pirates ship, and the narrator says, elsewhere the Kuja Pirates had become so famous, they earned their own spot in this era's unforgettable history. The bounty posters of these idolized women pirates were worth a fortune. Stalking and hidden photography became part of their daily lives. On deck, Gloriosa clutches her chest in pain. Yep, she's got love sickness, triggered after falling for Roger. This is why Gloriosa later leaves the Kuja Pirates and Amazon Lily, and why she's eventually labeled a traitor. What's even more interesting, she ends up joining the Rocks Pirates, something we'll likely see explained in the next chapter. Narrator's final words. Eventually, Shakuyaku would rise to fame as the legendary Pirate Empress, her renown eclipsing everything else in the world. The scene shifts to Elbaf. There's a crowd gathered outside Ida's bar. A giant sailor is shouting, explaining that his ship capsized, and Loki ended up falling into the sea. He even admits that for a moment he wasn't sure if he wanted to save him. The giant then yells at Harold, "Now do you finally get it? How badly Loki's been acting ever since you left this country." Harold immediately bows his head and apologizes. He thanks the sailor for saving Loki's life. But then Ida cuts in, furious at the sailor for even hesitating. "You should have saved him without even thinking. What if Loki had died? Were you ready to take responsibility for that?" Harold tries to de-escalate the tension. He says it's Loki's fault for sneaking onto the ship without permission in the first place. But Ida fires back, "So what? If he had ignored Loki, I swear I'd drown him myself 100 times over." Loki finally wakes up and groans. "I didn't ask to be saved anyway." Hearing that, the sailor looks like he's about to explode with rage at Loki's attitude. Ida walks up to Loki and says softly, "You must be feeling really lonely, with your mom gone and your father always too busy." But Loki shouts back, "Shut up, old hag." Ida just chuckles lightly, ignoring the insult. She then offers, "Why don't you come live with me in Hadruden?" That suggestion shocks everyone. Both Hadruden and Loki scream out in protest at the same time. Loki accuses her, "Ida, don't act like you want to be my mom. You just want to live in the royal castle, huh? You're after our treasure, aren't you?" Hadruden, furious that Loki insulted his mother, grabs his sword and gets ready to attack. But Harold steps in and shouts, "Loki, you need to learn what's okay to say and what's not. Apologize now. Do you even understand how Ida's been feeling this whole time?" Ida just smiles and says sweetly, "Boys will be boys, foo-foo," to which Harold snaps back, "Ida, you're spoiling them way too much." Then, a young giant girl is shown crying. Through tears, she shouts, "I hate Loki. Don't you dare talk to Aunt Ida like that again." Ida turns to her, moved by the outburst. "Mato, you're crying for me? There really is so much kindness left in this world." Yes, this little girl is Mato, who, in the current timeline, works as the barmaid at Ida's tavern. And now the real question is, where is Ida now? Is she still alive in the present timeline? That remains a mystery. Back to Loki. He suddenly starts ranting, "I'm sick of this country. Everyone here is weak. You're all weak. Just like cockroaches. I want to be free. Like rocks. You're all happy if I leave this place, right? Well, guess what? I hate all of you too. Then the narrator adds, from that day on, every time Rox came to recruit Harold into his crew, Loki always begged to board the ship too. But his wish was never granted. The scene now shifts to Hachinosu Island. Several months after the Rox, pirates occupied the pirate island. We see the mountain at the island's center. It doesn't yet have the iconic two holes that make it look like a face. Someone arrives at Hachinosu, hoping to join the Rox pirates. The local pirates laugh. Yeah, ha ha ha. Go ahead if you're serious, but the boss won't bother meeting someone like you. They continue. The Rox pirates are made up of the most ruthless criminals from every sea. They point toward a mountain that looks like a fish. That's supposedly where their base is, inside that rocky mountain. Another pirate adds, go ahead and try meeting them. Didn't think anyone was dumb enough to walk there on foot. Good luck not dying, yahaha. We now see the man trying to reach the Rox. He's wearing a hooded kimono and carrying a large axe on his back. He's small and skinny, and the pirates around him mock him as weak. One of the pirates kicks him and tells him to leave. But then, the man's hand suddenly grows, to the size of the pirate's head. Boom! His body grows massively. He grabs the pirate's head and crushes it. Looks like a devil fruit power. But what kind of fruit allows size manipulation like that? A character box appears. Yakuza, Q, later known as Silver Axe. Q is a huge man with a large chest tattoo, wearing a kimono with axe designs, sunglasses, and a massive axe strapped to his back. His look is very similar to Zephyr from One Piece film Z. The surrounding pirates panic when they realize who he is. Whoa, that's Q the Hitman, Shiki's rival. What the hell is he doing here? Stay away if you want to live. Narrator, through rocks. Powerful fighters summoned even stronger ones. Suddenly, large chunks of stone fall from the mountain's peak. We see Rox D. Zebek. He's digging two massive holes into the mountain. Rox laughs. Look closely, everyone. This place feels way more comfortable once you punch some holes in it. You agree, don't you? Now we jump to Rox D. Zebek, addressing his full crew. To put it simply, there are two devil fruits I want. One of them is likely an Elbaf, but it'll only reach its true potential. If Harold eats it, we're introduced to newer members of the Rox crew, ones we hadn't seen back when they were first mentioned in Elbaf. Captain John steps forward, so after that, we're heading to find the Galila, right? I've heard legends about them. Charlotte Linlin, future Big Mom, adds, I've tried using my entire intel network to find anything about the frozen giant tribe, but came up empty. Newgate, young Whitebeard, even if they existed. They're probably dead by now. Stroyson, Linlin's partner, agrees. Yeah, there's no way they're still alive. Clearly, Rox has repeated this plan enough that his crew could recite it by heart. Still, he snaps, shut up! I'm talking about my dream here. The two devil fruits he's after are highly suspicious. One is the mythical Zoan Hito no Mi, model Nika, which has been passed down in Elbaf for generations, given that Elbaf is where the legend of Nika began, and the giants all dream of becoming the sun god Nika. It makes sense why Rox believes only Harold, the current king of Elbaf, can fully awaken its power. The second fruit? The Yami Yami no Mi. And if you look closely, both fruits share a similar appearance and color. Teach's obsession with the Yami Yami makes perfect sense now. He's willing to kill his own crew to get it, because he knows it's essential to ruling the world. Then Babel, the giant catfish fishman, speaks up. Even if we revive the frozen giants, why would they follow you? Rox responds, that's why we need Harold's power. He's the king of Elbaf right now. Kaido, future king of beasts, scoffs. Why not just force them to obey? And if Harold's in the way, we beat him down too. Rox is furious. He stomps on Kaido's head and tells the brat to shut up. The other crew members quickly step in to calm things down. But Kaido's had enough. He gets up, ready to fight Rox. Only Ganzui holds him back. Shiki draws both swords, prepared for a full-on battle. We worked our asses off to secure this island. And now you want to tear it apart? With a crew like this? we were never gonna last anyway. John adds, let's just wait. We'll get more treasure soon, right? You cool with that horned kid? Rox then turns back to Kaido and threatens him. He says if Kaido dares insult Harold again, he'll end him on the spot. To Rox, Harold is a true friend. We're then treated to an epic double spread of the entire Rox crew, one of the most dangerous pirate teams in history. Rox shouts, "Listen up, Elbaf is the key to conquering the Holy Land. If any of you doubt that, get off this island right now. When that destined day comes, you're free to join me. Or walk away. But for those of you who are ready, follow me, and I'll show you the peak of this world." The chapter closes with a shot of Hachinosu Island. Its mountain now has 2 holes, and is starting to look more and more like a skull. So let me ask again, is Luffy finally stronger than Roger? Because if Roger could be KO'd by a single wink, Luffy, who's resisting Imu, wielding Gear 5 and inheriting Nika, might already be leagues above. And this is just the start of Chapter 1156. We've got legendary devil fruits, the rise of Rox, and secrets that are shaking up the entire One Piece world. If you want the full breakdowns, real spoilers and hype that hits harder than Hao Shoku, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop your theories in the comments. This Final Saga, it's only getting crazier.